U.S. officials held briefings in Washington and in Beijing about the suspected Chinese spy balloon.
This comes after the Biden administration arranged for the aircraft to be shut down, you may remember, over the weekend. Multiple media outlets are reporting those briefings took place with foreign diplomats from 40 nations between Monday and Tuesday. The Chinese aircraft's appearance over the U.S. last week prompted Secretary of State Antony Blinken to postpone his scheduled trip to China. Navy members recovered remnants of the balloon earlier this week, and the Biden administration says China was using this for surveillance. But China says this was a civilian airship. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin told our David Martin much of the balloon wreckage has already been recovered.
We recovered the majority of the balloon pieces that were on the surface. We've mapped out the debris field, and now we'll go through detailed efforts to recover the debris that's on the ocean floor, and that'll take days.
Joining us now for more is CBS News national security correspondent David Martin. David, what did the secretary tell you about the Chinese government's continued efforts to spy on the U.S.?
Well, the unanswered question here is, what were they thinking when they sent this balloon over? And, of course, Secretary Austin doesn't really know what China was thinking. But I asked him, well, what are you worried about that they were spying on? And this is the answer he gave me. You don't know what it was looking for, but you certainly know what you were concerned about it looking for. What were you concerned about it looking for?
Well, certainly all of our strategic assets, we made sure that we were buttoned down and movement was limited and communications were limited so that we didn't expose any capability unnecessarily.
By strategic assets, you mean the nuclear force. Mm-hmm. So the nuclear bases across this country, from Montana to Whiteman and Missouri, all across, they were all buttoned up.
They were.
David, it's pretty remarkable because there were eyewitnesses to this balloon. You know, the whole country was really watching as it continued to move over U.S. territory. And we understand that it wasn't just this balloon and it wasn't just this country that has experienced something like this. What did you ask the secretary about other incidents that may have been similar to this that he's aware of?
Well, it turns out that China has a fleet of these high-altitude surveillance balloons, and they've been flying them all over the world and violating airspace on 5 continents, according to a Pentagon official. Obviously, the immediate concern is other flights over the U.S. So I asked him about those other flights over the U.S.
They've flown balloons in a number of places. They have a balloon program, as you know, David, and that program is, I think, is designed to augment its surveillance efforts surveillance that they conduct through other means. And so there have been a number of balloons that have flown in various parts of the globe.
What other parts of the United States have Chinese balloons overflown?
Well, you've heard us say earlier that there were 3 incidents a couple of years ago that balloons overflew parts of the U.S., and so I'll just leave it at that.
Which parts?
Well, we know that Texas and Florida, there were parts of Texas and Florida that the balloon flew over, yeah.
David, you can only imagine the mad scramble on all the diplomatic channels as people were trying to get some answers about this. Secretary Austin told you a bit more about their attempts to contact representatives in China. What did he have to say?
Well, this has always been the sticking point in relations with China, is the difficulty of contacting them. And in a prickly relationship like this, you need to be able to talk to each other in order to clear up misunderstandings so a misunderstanding doesn't become something much worse. Mm-hmm. So I asked him what happened when he tried to call his Chinese counterpart just after the balloon had been shot down. Did you try to talk to your Chinese counterpart?
I did. I called him or I put in a request for a call and they did not accept that request
That was before or after the shoot down?
after the shoot down.
Pretty remarkable stuff there, David. What happens now?
Well, I think the most important thing, at least as far as the Pentagon is concerned, is to get that debris down to the very last microprocessor that's down there on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of South Carolina, get that up and into a lab so that people can start reverse engineering to see exactly what those cameras and antennas that were on that balloon were capable of. But remember, they've got a pretty good idea already, because while this balloon was drifting across the United States, the U.S. wasn't just watching it from the ground. They had planes up there next to it taking detailed photographs. So they already have a pretty good idea of what they're going to find underneath the water.
All right, David Martin, one-on-one with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Thank you very much.
Sure thing.